The more you do to lose belly fat, the slower it comes off, and I can prove it. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have been busting your ass doing everything correct but still can't lose the belly fat. It really comes down to knowing what your body wants and consistency. And by the end of the video, you will know what to do to get rid of that last bit of belly fat, and more importantly, what not to do. And first, we're going to look at why doing more backfires. And the reason is pretty simple when you actually think about it. It's because your body reads intense training and an intense calorie deficit as a threat. So you pretty much put your body in a stressful environment without even knowing. And when you experience stress, your cortisol level spikes, which does increase fat storage, especially around your belly area. So more does not mean more when your recovery capacity is already maxed out. So adding any type of volume past your threshold is actually going to backfire on you when you're trying to lose body fat. To give you a better understanding of what actually happens, I'll draw up a graph and show you how it actually works. So this is results and this is effort. And when you start, your results are going to spike. And once you've gone up to a certain amount of effort where it's too much for your body, you're going to eventually flatten out. And then you're going to go, oh shit, I'm not seeing any more progress. I need to do more, which will spike your cortisol, adding more fat storage. And then you're just going to plateau. That's basically what's going to happen when you first start your fat loss journey and you start doing more, and then it plateaus when you do too much. And when people do start plateauing, they do even more, which makes them plateau even faster, and then they do more, which makes them plateau even faster. It's just this big cycle that will make you get worse and worse, which will not only make you have more belly fat, but it will negatively impact a lot of other things if you just keep doing too much. Now, there are 3 things that people tend to do that makes everything so overcomplicated. And it does make it way harder to lose belly fat doing these 3 things. And the first one that people always seem to do, which sets them back a lot, is too much cardio plus too high of a calorie deficit. And this of course is going to double energy debt, spike cortisol, which does eventually lead to muscle loss and gaining more belly fat. Now the next one that happens is rotating programs. And doing this is making it so your body is never going to respond enough to the diets and training you're actually doing. So you're never going to see the full results and give it enough time to see any progress. And the last one is obsessing over foods. And this leads people to jump straight into the more advanced side of dieting. Now, worrying about all of these little added things that don't necessarily matter will just leave you stressed and mentally drained, which will make you worse mentally and physically. So all 3 of these things pretty much lead to the same thing, and that is high cortisol, which we're really trying to avoid when we're trying to lose that last bit of belly fat. Now I want to show the actual ways to remove belly fat, and there's fewer of them than you actually think. And the first one is consistent moderate calorie deficit. Nothing aggressive, nothing extreme, just sustainable. And the sweet spot is roughly around 200 to 300 of a deficit. And the next one is resistance training. This is non-negotiable for body composition, which makes sure you keep your muscle mass while losing body fat to prevent you from getting that skinny fat look. And the last one is sleep and stress management. In other words, recovery. And this is not a soft recommendation. This is a physiological requirement for belly fat specifically. The hard truth is most people need to do less, not more. But doing less on purpose takes more discipline than grinding it out. Here's what that actually looks like in practice. So basically with gym, you can do that in between 3 and 4 times a week and space it out whatever you want. What I personally like to do is just do the first couple of days of the week and smash it out by going Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday and Thursday. And that allows us so you have 3 full days of rest and possibly free time. And this amount of training days is definitely quality over quantity. Now, if you train any more than this amount, you're just pretty much going to overtrain, which is going to leave your body stressed and exhausted all the time, which, like I said before, will lead to problems. Now, with cardio, a lot of people think you need to do cardio almost every single day, but the sweet spot for me is around 2 to 3 times per week. And it doesn't have to be high intensity sprinting, it can be moderate to low jogging or walking. And you don't have to do this on training days, you can do this on rest days, but personally I like to do them on training days, so I'm just going to put this like this underneath. When you do cardio, it's definitely a lot easier to do it after your training session, not before, but after. And so having this simple workout schedule allows it so You have all of these days to have rest and free time. Unless you work, obviously. And this is why I say doing less requires more discipline. Because you have all this time to go to the gym and you want to see more progress, but you simply can't. If you're doing any more than that, it's going to overtrain. Now let me show you the difference between someone doing this right versus someone spinning their wheels. Because once you notice it, you can't unsee it. Losing that last bit of belly fat is always the hardest. The body depends on it, it's evolutionary. Our bodies are built to always have a little bit of fat storage on us, and it's always going to be around our belly. That's why losing belly fat is always going to be the hardest part. This last phase requires patience and precision, not intensity. Rushing it causes rebounds and muscle loss. People interpret slow progress as not working, so they add more, which makes it actually stop working. So we always have to have in our head that slow progress is not no progress. This is exactly the phase where having someone in your corner makes the difference between actually getting there and just spinning out again. But quick side note before I keep going, working with me one-on-one is exactly how to fix this. Link in my bio, 2 seconds to check it out. But what we've got from all of this is making everything easier is actually how you see more results. Especially when we're in the final stages of trying to get rid of that bit of belly fat. Belly fat doesn't respond to punishment. It responds to consistency, recovery, and patience. That's it. But if you've been stuck on this loop of doing more is getting you less, that's exactly who I built my coaching around, because this is the most common problem that everyone, including myself, has. Getting rid of that little bit of excess belly fat. And it's not that bullshit where I just send you a piece of paper with a plan in it. I actually communicate with you and stick with you throughout the entire journey, making sure that we're changing things if they are needed to be changed. So that is first link in the bio where you can book a call. But I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you on the next one.